Well, good afternoon, everybody. Doug Jenkins with the Findlay Hancock County Chamber of Commerce. Hope that you are staying warm on a very frigid January afternoon. We've got something to keep you company with if you're snowed in as we meet one of our newer members, Sylvia Roop with SAFY, joining us. Sylvia, thanks for hopping on here today.
Yes, absolutely. We're so excited.
What are things looking like your way before we hop into it? You were telling me what 30-mile-per-hour winds where you're at?
Yeah, so we're basically just kind of stuck in the house. So I figured what a big better opportunity, right?
Well, good news is the internet still works and we can
Yep.
we continue with our segment. So let's talk about SAFY and get people introduced to it who may not be familiar with what the agency does.
Yeah. So SAFY, that's an acronym, right? It actually stands for Specialized Alternatives for Family and Youth. Right, that's a mouthful. So basically, we are your local nonprofit foster care agency. We've been around for over 43 years, so we are not going anywhere. We're in a couple different states, with Ohio being our largest state and Findlay actually being one of our largest divisions in Ohio. So we serve lots of families, lots of youth. And we are always looking for new foster parents. I don't think that need will ever not be a thing.
And that's been especially true. I think the last 10, 20 years, we've seen an uptick in the need for more foster families. What are some of the biggest barriers that you're able to help people through?
So essentially, just if anyone inquires with us, we will lead you through the whole entire process. The biggest barrier is honestly just people being willing to open their hearts and open their homes to a kiddo in need. Something that I hear all the time is that they don't want to get too attached, right? Or maybe right now isn't the right time. So they might take my information and use it later on, which is okay. What I usually say to that, not wanting to get too attached, is that's kind of the point.
Yeah.
These kids need your attachment. They need to see that they are lovable, that they are amazing, that they are kind, and that there is a family out there wanting to love them. Do they go back home? Hopefully, right? That's always the point. Foster care is not a forever. It's just a temporary state where they need a loving home to go to.
That is quite the catch-22. You don't want people who don't get attached to them because they might not show them the emotions and everything that they need. But if you are going to get attached to them, that's tough too. But I'm sure that's something that you help people walk through the process. This isn't just hey, let's have an interview, and next thing you know, you've got a foster parent. You want to make sure that you're getting the right people, but also guiding them through the process too, and what to expect.
Yeah. So what the process kind of looks like is when you inquire with us, I personally set up what's called an informational session. And that's not signing anything. That's not locking you down. That's simply, we can meet in person, virtual, over the phone. And I basically give you my whole spiel. I tell you what it takes to get licensed, all of our hybrid training. I talk about all the paperwork. I even talk about the youth that we see coming into care. So that way you have this real picture of, okay, this is what my foster care journey looks like. And SAFY even does more than that, because we are actually a foster to adopt agency. So some of our families choose to foster only. Some of our families are foster to adopt, where for example, we had an adoption on Monday. Everything was closed and shut down, so we actually were able to do it virtually. So we have adoptions happen all the time, which is always my favorite part. But essentially, we're here to meet the community's needs, right? If your family's interested in becoming a foster parent, just talk to me, reach out, ask all of those odd questions. Some people might think like, oh, I don't own my own home, so I can't foster. And that doesn't matter. You don't have to be married. We have lots of single dads and single moms who are amazing, amazing foster parents. A lot of people might think like, oh, I'm not good enough, when in reality, right, they could be a perfect fit.
That's that's a lot to take on, and I think it probably has to take a very special type of person to work at SAFY to help people through that process and through some real heavy decisions. You've got quite the team that you work with.
Yes, absolutely. So even if foster care is not for you, if you know you can't be a foster parent, that's okay, because there's so many other opportunities and ways that you can help. For example, in April, but I'm working on it now, is we are collecting supplies for duffel bags. So every youth who comes into care, 9 times out of 10, they're not coming with anything. Just example number 1, we had a placement of 6 siblings come into one of our homes, one of our amazing foster homes, and they had nothing but the clothes on their back. So I work with organizations that will provide clothing. They needed coats and hats and snow boots and all the things, especially with this crazy weather. But even more or less, our case managers were able to provide a duffel bag. So they fill it with hygiene items, they fill it with activities that are age appropriate, and the community can help donate those items to us.
This you guys are doing great work, as evidenced just here on the live chat. This will live on our Facebook page and everything. Lots of likes and hearts already. Kelly says, love seeing you in your element there. I never put the comments up because we don't get a ton when we do these live, but just in terms of what you're doing and the need for it being so strong all across the region, I tell you what, it warms my heart just to see the live reaction to it here. And we're really proud to be able to help support you through the Chamber of Commerce. So if people are interested, like you said, there are multiple ways to get involved. Maybe you're ready to foster, maybe you want to do the foster to adopt, maybe you just want to help with the drive you talked about. What are the best ways to get involved?
So our website's amazing. You can go to www.safy.org, and that's SAFY.org. We have a Facebook page that's really active. It's SAFY of Ohio. Or I have my personal SAFY cell phone number that I always have on me. I don't know if I can spiel it. It's 947 407-0584. And then even if you just Google us, call our office, and our office manager will get you in contact with me within minutes.
Well, Sylvia, again, we appreciate you being a member of the Chamber of Commerce. We really appreciate the work that you do in the community. Thanks for taking time out to join us this afternoon.
Yes. Thank you so much for having us.
You're welcome. And hopefully the next time we join people live here on our social media channels, maybe it'll be warmer out. Maybe we'll be at a ribbon cutting. We'll see. But until then, for Sylvia, I'm Doug. Have a great afternoon, everybody.